When Lewis Hamilton signed with Ferrari for the 2025 season, the entire sport focused its attention on Maranello. The most successful driver in Formula One history was stepping into the most famous car on the grid, but the immediate reality of that first season proved remarkably difficult. Hamilton spent much of the year fighting the machinery, visibly struggling to adjust his driving style to the specific demands of the late-era regulations. Ferrari finished 4th overall in the constructors' standings, and Hamilton's individual points contribution dipped well below baseline projections, pulling down Ferrari's overall ranking. Observers in the paddock started asking difficult questions. Critics debated whether the 7-time champion was finally losing his edge, or if leaving a team built entirely around him had been a mistake. The actual data, however, pointed away from a loss of talent. The core issue was a physical mismatch between Hamilton's natural driving instincts and the restrictive physics of the 2025 car. Former Formula One driver and analyst Martin Brundle identified exactly why Hamilton couldn't adapt, pointing directly to the aerodynamic rules. These cars were designed around ground effect philosophy, generating massive amounts of suction by using downforce underneath the chassis to glue the vehicle to the track surface. The physical consequence of this design was a brutal, incredibly stiff ride quality. At high speeds, the aerodynamics would stall and re-engage rapidly, battering the cars against the asphalt in a violent motion known as porpoising. This erratic, bouncing dynamic actively punished Hamilton's driving style. He relies on precision and smooth inputs, but the ground effect cars required constant, chaotic micro-corrections just to keep the vehicle pointed straight. A driver cannot extract maximum pace when they spend the entire race fighting the car's basic physics instead of attacking the track. That physical struggle ended when the 2026 technical regulations forced a mandatory aerodynamic reset across the entire grid. The new rules eliminated the harsh bouncing. As the aerodynamics stabilized into a cleaner, flat-riding profile, the cars suddenly rewarded precision again. The psychological shift was immediate. Brundle noted Hamilton appeared significantly happier and more focused, finally having a car that responded to his preferred setups. On the track, the results followed his mood. Hamilton's form rebounded, and his pace pushed Ferrari up to second in the constructor standings. By stabilizing the aerodynamics, the new rules allowed Hamilton to race with his natural rhythm, propelling Ferrari back into the hunt for a title. But having the right machinery only gets him to the starting line. The path to an 8th World Championship is blocked by intense immediate competition. His first hurdle is internal. To win a championship, Hamilton has to consistently outscore the driver sitting in the exact same equipment. His teammate, Charles Leclerc, currently holds 3rd place, sitting 1 spot ahead of Hamilton in 4th. The secondary external threat dominating the grid is the empire he left behind. Mercedes sprint races also create a massive scoring opportunity for anyone who can string together 2 strong performances across a weekend. Because of this concentration of points, Brundle believes that despite Mercedes' early lead, the championship remains totally wide open. With a car that finally obeys his hands, Hamilton has the tools he needs. As Brundle puts it, if there is even a sniff of a victory in Miami, Hamilton is entirely capable of taking it and launching a final run at the title.